Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Solana. Obviously up 31%. We see it at 35.74 in the last 24 hours. That 31% increase, just absolutely nuts. If we take a look at the last week alone, about a 27.94% increase. Do remember we did have a massive dip that we corrected through, even though we went to 22.24 April 18th at 12 a.m. We were able to make our way close to that $36 mark, and we actually were able to get to 35.74 right now. So if we take a look at our previous video, we had a video came out March 22nd, 2021, obviously, Solana, and we talked about it when it was at that $16.40 range. So hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of that video and lock in on some profits. I'm really hoping, like I said, a lot of people were able to lock in on profits on this because we saw over a 2x since my last video on Solana, and it's not even been a month yet. So obviously massive increases for Solana. As we continue forward, we can see that in the last month span alone, we see a 151.13% increase, and the market cap's really not that high yet. We still see it around that 9.7 billion. The volume in the last 24 hours seeing that 1.4 billion, and the circulating supply being 270 million SOL. So if we take a look at the actual website itself and talk more about what Solana does and why it's such a very cool, well, it's a cool coin, and it does a lot of different things that really, it's fast, seamless, and we're going to talk more about it in just a second. Let me not get too far ahead of myself. I want to come back to this chart for a second because this is a very healthy chart. Every time we increased, we saw little dips and little really corrections that made this a stable increase and made it a healthy increase. So when we saw the market actually crash, we didn't go too far down. We went from about $26 to about $22.11 at the very bottom. If I can show you, I guess I can go to the last week. I believe we went to, 21.54 actually is what we went to. So we went down pretty far. However, it was nothing like some of the other decreases we saw in the cryptoverse. Like I said, we have a fairly healthy chart, and because of that, we saw less of a crash than we saw in other coins. Because of this healthy increase as well, we're starting to see it pick up yet again with more stabilizations in between increases, and hopefully we continue on this route. If we take a look at the last 24 hours alone, we do continue to see these increases that come with stabilizations and corrections before more increases. So we're continuing to see that healthy chart increase. Obviously 35.92 currently our all-time high, as we are right now at that 35.74. Let's give it a quick refresh, make sure we have that most recent up-to-date price, 35.63. Hopefully by the time you're watching this video, we've actually passed that all-time high. That's definitely a possibility as we continue to move forward. But like I said, Solana is a very good coin, a coin to take a look at and add to your watch list and see if you could buy in a dip or a good entry point. Right now, obviously not a great time to buy. However, it is a one of those you want to add to your watch list. So let's jump into actually what Solana does. I also want to say we will be doing price predictions at the end of the video for April, May, and 2021. So if you're interested in those, make sure you stick around to the end of the video, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video and comment, and let me know what you guys are thinking on your price predictions for Solana, maybe before even I enter mine, so that we can kind of compare what we think is going to happen. As I jump to Solana.com, if you haven't been to Solana.com, I definitely suggest jumping to Solana.com, doing your own research, because I am not a financial advisor. I'll never be a financial advisor, so do your own research before investing. Solana.com, build crypto apps that scale. Solana is fast, secure, and censorship-resistant blockchain, providing the open infrastructure required for global adoption. Obviously, global adoption is their goal, as it should be of pretty much any cryptoverse. Well, I guess should be any crypto coin. Really plan is to get as many users as possible involved in understanding their network. So join the fastest growing ecosystem in the crypto. The best projects in DeFi, Web3, and blockchain gaming chose to build on Solana for the long term. And they talk about quite a bit here. Obviously, Terra being one of the big coins that we talk about on this channel, and as well as Chainlink, one of my favorites. If we go down a little bit more, we see tried to break Solana. Solana can process 50K transactions per second. Don't believe us? Stress test the network to experience Solana speed for yourself, and you can actually play now and try to break the network. Build the next great decentralized marketplace. They talk more about focus on your vision. If it's decentralized, we've got you covered, and you can start building right away. Say goodbye to high fees and slow confirmations. Solana is built for speed without trade-offs. So if you go down here, you can see scalable, low cost, and composable. So it leverages the proof of history and several other breakthrough innovations to allow the network to scale at a rate of Moore's law, as well as low cost. Never worry about rising fees, as your user base grows, Solana is designed to keep fees low for applications with billions of users. And then composable as well, obviously being the third, but still very important. Solana's single global state ensures composability between projects, never deal with multiple shards of layer 2 systems. So if we continue down, we can see Solana community welcomes you. There are many ways to contribute to the Solana ecosystem. You can also join the community as well as apply to the collective. So if you are looking to jump into Solana or at least add it to your watch list, I would suggest doing a little bit more research before actually investing in it for the long term. So they do have validators as well as network and developers at the top. There's a lot of stuff to actually take a look at if you're on the website and you want to learn more. I would suggest just clicking the learn more right up front in the front of the website. If you go down to the bottom, it'll actually talk more about Solana and what it all offers and why 8 core innovations enable your businesses to scale with users and devices around the world. Don't choose between scale, security, and decentralization. Solana has solved has basically solved all of them for you. So the proof of history, they have the Tower BFT, the Turbine, Gulfstream, Archives. They pretty much, like I said, they have it all. If you want to take a look more into detail, like I said, go to Solana.com. We're not going to go too much more into detail now, but the team itself is fantastic as well. I've taken a little deep dive into the team and the vision of the team. I think they're going to do great. I think this is a project that's going to continue to go on the right track. It's one that has a bunch of utility, and because of that, it's going to have a long-term use. And because of that, it's going to be one of those safe investments that should continue to increase. As we see this at 35.63, I'm curious if we got a new price now. Let's give it another refresh. We do see at 35.43, so it is starting to stabilize, it looks like, or maybe even correct a little bit, but we'll continue to monitor that situation. If we go to April, May in 2021, let's give you guys price predictions for each one. But before we do that, I do want to say, guys, if you want to join crypto discussion, make sure to go into the description of this video and join the Discord located in the description, as well as my Twitter. You can follow me there, and I try to retweet the most recent and up-to-date information so that you guys can get all that information as quickly as possible. So you should be able to just go to the description, follow me on Twitter, click the Twitter link. It should bring you right on over. And there you go. I just retweeted this Zillicons, I guess, as hello Zillicons. I just retweeted this recently. So for anyone, obviously following that, that crypto in general, they will get that notification as quickly as possible if you have Twitter notifications on. Let's jump back to that prices though. So we do see 35.43 as the current price. I think as we go forward, we will see increases in Solana still. I will say April's not going to be a huge month because of the massive increase we've already had. I do see it kind of stabilizing right around this 35.43 for a little bit. And then I think hopefully we can reach an all-time high of about $38 and stabilize out, like I said, around this 36, 35, 37 range. I think that's definitely a possibility. Going into May, I think we will continue to see rises. But, like I said, for the most part, April is going to be most of a stabilization, in my opinion, once we find our all-time high. Going into May, though, I think we will find, a reasonable increase throughout the rest of May. I think it'll be about a $47, $48 coin by the very end of May, which is a fairly decent increase. It's not going to be a monumental increase like we saw in April. But, I think May is going to be a big month for us, and we'll continue to watch Solana through May. And any big increases we'll definitely talk about and predict our new predictions if there's anything that really should update our predictions. Obviously, this was a massive increase, so I definitely wanted to update my predictions a little bit for you guys. Going into the end of 2021, I think we will continue on this streak, obviously, from that $47, $48 price point in the end of May. I think 2021, we will continue to see Solana push for that $100 mark. I think it'll be very reasonable to see Solana right above that $80 to $90 mark at the very least, which would be over a 2x from right here at the, we just saw a 2x in 1 month pretty much, but it will be slowed down, I think, in my opinion, from here. It's a great coin, has great utility, but because of the market cap and where we're at right now, $80 to $90 is a reasonable price prediction for me for the end of 2021. Remember, guys, I like to keep them as conservative, realistic, and honest with you guys as possible when it comes to price predictions. So, like I said, $90 as an all-time high, about $85 to $80 as a stabilization level for going into 2022. A very, very good coin to invest in my opinion. Make sure to do your own research before investing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today to look over Solana and the price point for it. Like I said, find a good entry point if you're going to invest. It's a coin that's probably going to be sticking around for a while. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys all in the next video.